Hey guys, in this video we are going to talk about useActionState, which is a new hook available to us in React 19.2. I've got a really simple form here that submits, or on the submit it hits this handle add comment, which is going to send over to this action function, which is going to act kind of like our API. It takes in a new comment, it turns it into an ID and text object, waits a second, then just returns the new comment. Below the form, we're trying to output the list of comments. So we're already submitting to handle add comment, which is an async function. We're preventing the default. We get the value from the form. So we're going to add a try catch. I'm going to say const new comment is equal to await our action. We're going to pass in our form data. Then we're going to set our comments, spread our existing state, add our new state. On the error, we'll just log the error. And overall, that probably works. Let's take a look at it. Hit enter. Nope. What did I miss? Cannot access form data. Sorry, this should be a capital F. Okay, it takes about a second, but the other problem is I can't tell anything's happening here. It didn't clear out this. There's a bunch of problems here. When I hit enter on this, I have no idea. I'm waiting a second for it to return from the API. So what we need is a like a status. So I'm going to set up a new state. We'll call this status and set status. And we'll start off with a state of idle. Okay, so right here at the beginning, we're going to set our status to pending. And then we'll throw on a finally, where we set our status back to idle. Okay, so there's that. And then just to shortcut this, because I'm going to add this in a few places as a flag, say const pending equals status is equal to pending. Then what we can do is we can disable our text field and our submit button. And then here we'll say pending something, and then this one will be add comment. So this one can just be adding ... Okay, let's try that out. Reload. There's our comment. Cool. We got our little adding. It is staying in the field, but I would like it to clear out that value. But this isn't too bad. So I do want to take care of this form really quick, or this form field. So I'm going to bring in useRef and useEffect. And then we'll say input ref is our useRef. So that's null to start. And then we'll assign that here. And then we'll set up our useEffect. So we'll be watching the status. And we'll say if we have our guy and status is equal to idle, set our value to nothing, and we will focus that guy. Okay, I think this is looking good. So here we go. Got our state there. Cool. We got our field back. All of this is working. I think this is actually a very reasonable amount of effort to go into a form like this, especially if we're not using any sort of abstracted form library. However, now we're going to take a look at useActionState. So I'm going to bring that in from React, and we're going to set that guy up. So it works structurally. It works a lot like useState, where we're destructuring a value from the method. And what we're going to get is, first one's state. I'm going to call it comments for our purposes. The next one is a form action. And then the next one is pending. And what goes into that is our action and an initial state. So that's our comments right there. And I'm just going to let you know, we don't need either of these guys any longer. No more use state on those. Now, in order for this to work with our action function, we are going to need to update this to also take in previous state. And then what we're going to return is previous state plus the new comment. So we're returning our new state. So we've got this handle add comment function that's doing a lot of cool stuff for us. But the problem is we don't need it anymore. And honestly, that means we don't really have status anymore. So we don't need this. And this will become pending. So we don't need that. And now down here, we're going to be sending to our form action, but rather than on submit, we're going to say action. And at this point, I think we're very, very close if that's not accurate. So we're going to try this out. Cool. We are seeing all the exact same functionality. Everything seems to be working just fine. So there you go. That is a quick look at useActionState. We are able to get rid of a lot of code here and get a ton of functionality out of this. And this was previously called useFormState, I believe, which is why it's very easy to show as an action in a form, but there's really no reason to think it's only useful in that scenario. I can imagine a bunch of other scenarios where this would be useful. But there's a quick look at how to use useActionState in React 19.2.